Thank you for coming to our event. Okay, so uh, um, I know my sister said I'm a wine expert because I took a WSET2 certification. It's a course. I'm actually not a wine expert. I can say I'm someone who's knowledgeable and have passion for wine. The course I took, actually, anyone who's very interested in wine can take it and pass. Okay, so what I actually just want to do is share some knowledge about the wine. Today we're going to talk about Portuguese wine. And more than that, I just hope you guys have fun tasting the wine. Okay, so we're going to start with the white wine. But before we do, I'd like to talk about a little bit about the history of Portuguese wine. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about dates or things like when wine was first planted in Portugal. I know that's boring, and I don't have a PowerPoint presentation. So it's more, I'm going to share things that are relevant today in the wine world and how Portugal actually influenced the whole wine world. Okay, so I'd like to ask us, anybody here try Portuguese wine? Okay, what can I know? Like what kind of wine was it? Was it port or was it?
No, it was a red wine.
A red wine, okay.
Yeah, dry red wine.
How about you? What did you try from Portugal? A white wine, okay. Okay, so I'm not going to compare Portuguese wine to Spanish. I know a lot of people usually think Portuguese wine is somewhat similar to Spanish. I think that's unfair for Portuguese wines. I think they have a character on their own. To be honest, these wines, I tasted it for the first time Thursday with the guy who imports it. And before I tasted, I was thinking maybe something near to Spanish, but I found that it's similar and different in a way. It has its own character. Okay, now the reason I was asking you who has tried Portuguese wines. I know that Portuguese wines, other than port, are not really that popular. If you go to wine shops, you won't see that many Portuguese wines, except for port. Okay, and I guess you could say that compared to its old world counterparts, like Italy, Spain, and France, as well as its new world counterparts like Chile, Australia, Portuguese wine may have lagged behind in the international market. Of course, at home, Portuguese drink a lot of Portuguese wine. For them, it's the best wine. But internationally, it hasn't had as much success as the New World wines. It wasn't always like that. Okay, so there was a time that Portuguese wine in the old centuries, like from the 12th century to the 17th century, was highly exported. Okay, so as early as the 12th century, Italy was importing a lot of Portuguese wine. But the country that really put Portugal on the map, meaning they were the biggest importer of Portuguese wine, was the British. Okay, so the reason for this is that, as you know, Britain is not a wine-producing country because of their weather. So they're a big importer of wine. And the logical place for them to get wine would be France, because it's near to them. Now, during the centuries, the problem with France is that France and England would go to war a lot. So during the years that they would go to war, they had to find an alternative place to get wine from, and that's why they would go to Portugal. So sometime in the 17th century, there was a treaty they made. It was called the Divino Treaty. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but this treaty allowed that for the Britain to import wine from Portugal with less taxes than that of French wine. At the same time, Portugal could import English clothing also at lesser taxes. Okay, so another thing to remember about Portuguese wine, or a significant thing. A lot of people don't know this, is that the Douro region of Portugal, which is like Bordeaux region of France, or the Lyon region of Spain, or the Tuscany in Italy. That's their most famous region. Is the first wine region to be demarcated. Okay, now what does demarcated and what does demarcation mean? They're the first wine region that had a classification system. Today, if you look at French wines, they have this classification called appellation contrôlée, which is it's basically a way to put rules on your wine. Like for example, if you have a Bordeaux wine, if you put that classification, it means that the grapes here have to be from Bordeaux. The vintage has to be from the vintage that you got your grape from has to be what you put on your label. So it's basically a way to classify your wines. And